Okay, super, whatever you need to do. So that way you can see who's in the room. We had a couple more, I think we lost them, but it's okay. Okay, so anyway, capture leads with social media. We have Zoe Lewis and we have Karen Nunez with Top Homes. And they are experts in this field. And I'm super excited for you guys to get to learn from them. Zoe and Karen, can you tell us a little bit about yourselves and where you're from, what you do, and all the good things?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, hello. Little backstory about me. I started working for KW about 5 years ago, started at the front desk, got licensed in 2021, and here we are. I'm with Top Homes, and Karen is one of my team leads, and yeah, things are rocking. I also own a digital marketing business. So we do social media, logo design, we actually just took website design off, but all kinds of online design. So I'm pretty well versed in social media. I love it. It's a great free tool to use for advertising and lead generation.
And didn't you design Brian's logo?
I did there's a few realtors here in the office. Brian is one of them. I've done their logos. And if you're throwing this out there, if you're a new agent with KW, I do offer a discount for logos, so keep that in mind. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and my name is Karen, and I've been in real estate for maybe 15 years now. My husband and I have a team together, and part of the reason social media became kind of my subject is because, like most of you, and especially if you're starting in real estate, my social media page finally kind of gave a jump when I realized that the stuff that we were posting was extremely boring and not connecting with people, and that I was not connecting with the buyers and the people that I really wanted to be in business with. So I became very intentional about a couple of years ago on what we were posting, how we were doing it, and the addition that we now have with Zoe brings just such a fresh perspective to our team. So now that we're teamed up, and you will see that what she does on her side of things is different to my experience, but it's just a really good combination and team. So we hope that we can bring you all the knowledge and inspire you to start your social media. Yeah.
And it can be fun if you let it be fun. It doesn't have to be
Fun, yeah.
annoying. But yeah, we're ready to move on. All right, so we are capturing, we are covering capturing leads through social media. We're gonna take a look at the 10-5-1 engagement plan. We're gonna go over the 80-20 principle and look at some different kind of strategies that you guys can use. I wanna ask the room first, like, how well versed are you guys in social media? What would you, Tara, how often do you use social media?
Almost daily. Do I actually post on it almost daily? No. But I'm engaging with people almost daily.
Okay.
Same, I, engage every day, but I might post something, a few times a week.
Yeah. How are you?
I use it every day, but you might catch me post something like maybe every 6 months.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And I apologize, I didn't catch your name.
Name's Toby.
Toby, nice to
Yes,
meet
ma'am.
you.
And he just joined our team.
Oh, awesome, okay, very cool. So by the end of the session, you'll know what the 10-5-1 engagement system is. We'll do some posting practice, go over some strategies, go over recaps, and yeah. It takes time to learn something, more time to implement it, and even longer to approach mastery of it. And I would almost argue social media is always changing. And it's rapidly growing. I don't think anyone that becomes a master of social media, unless they continue to learn, will stay a master at social media. So the 10-5-3-1 engagement system, does anybody know what that is?
10 likes, 5 comments, and 1 DM.
Close, close. 10 likes, 5 comments, and 1 post.
1 post.
I like the 1 DM idea though.
We did talk about that at one point, though,
Mhm.
so.
And so 10, I would say 10 reactions is what I would call that instead of likes. Because honestly, a love reaction, or are you guys all on Facebook?
Yeah.
And you see the different, like the like, the love, the hug, whatever you wanna call it. Those I would argue hold a little more value than just a like. They stand out. I know I don't know about you guys, but when I post something, I'll see who liked it versus who loved it, and I pay more attention to who loved it versus who liked it. So I definitely recommend, doing different reactions versus just a like. But so that's per day. And another thing I wanna add with 10 likes per day, those are intentional likes. They're not like liking a meme page or Beyonce's post. Beyonce's not gonna see your reaction and wanna buy a house with you, like. So make sure they're intentional with your sphere or whoever you're trying to get business from, if that's our intention with social media. And then comments, 5 comments, and I like, there's a little note in here, positive comments. People love positivity, negative comments don't have the same effect. And post, and with this too, I've noticed with 2025, while I think action and posting consistently is important, quality posts. If you're, and I don't wanna get too off track here, but quality posts once per day, that can also be like a share, a post on your story. And I'm just wanna share what a story is in case anybody doesn't know. A story is something on your Facebook or your Instagram that only stays up for 24 hours up at the top there. Those also count as a post in my book. It doesn't always have to be a big grand post to your timeline. Any questions with that? Any ahas?
I have heard that more people see your stories because you don't have to be in their algorithm for it to pop up as stories, like anyone in your friends list is gonna pop up, but you're not in everyone's algorithm on your friends list. So stories almost get more traffic.
100%. And something to keep in mind with stories is the algorithm tends to like when you actually take the picture through their platform.
Mhm.
If you're posting from your camera roll, it doesn't like that for whatever reason, but if you're doing like a picture from the Instagram or Facebook app, it tends to do better. Stickers, time, date, locations, adding locations to your posts or your stories also opens you up to the public who aren't necessarily friends with you.
Say that again, music.
And music is a big one too. All right. Posting practice. Sharon, do we need to do a moment of some posting practice or are we good to move on to?
No, we can move on. Only because we have like, I mean, I think maybe we can even save it for the end if we have time or open it up to questions. So yeah, we can skip
We
that.
can just do a posting practice at the very end, where we'll just use the tag for the class.
Yep.
Okay. And the last little detail I wanna throw in about the 10-5-1 engagement system is I time block this first thing in the morning when for me, it's when I get done at the gym every day. I do my 1 post at the gym and then I spend 15 minutes at most. I set a timer, 15 minutes. I do my 10 to 15 reactions, do my comments and do my share, whatever it may be. But I try and time block that and make it intentional first thing in the morning. So up next is the 80-20, and this is all about 80% personal posts and 20% business. Before I even get into it, do you guys have any questions? So 80% personal stuff, 20% business. I want to take a moment to write something down. Is that okay? Can you guys write something down? I want you to list just 20 things that you like. It can be anything from the color blue to I like going to Vegas. Like 20 things that you like. It doesn't matter what it is. When you're done, let me know. While you guys are making that list and finishing up, I had you make that list because a lot of the time, and I myself do this as well, when I think of personal posts, I often go, oh man, I don't do that much interesting stuff. Like, I don't know what I would post. That list is there to be a guide for you. I don't know what to post. Oh, refer to the list. Cameron, oh, I like my dog. Oh, so that list is there to help you. To help with the 80%. And the 80% is super, super important because we're posting to social media to build connections, personal connections with people, or stay up to date with people that we're already in connection with. And people want to know that you're a human and you're doing personal, normal human things. So that 80% is super, super important. The 20%, I would also say, is very, very important because people need to know what you do. And if you find yourself freezing in the 80% and not posting, I wouldn't stop the 20%. I would keep posting the business and the personal will come, but keep in mind that it should be 80-20. Does that make sense? Do you have any other?
Yeah, I guess for me, because I'm an introvert, I don't know if some of you guys are, this part, it can be very hard because sometimes you don't wanna put all of your life out there. But you need to remember, what are the things that connect you to, for example, your friends? What are the things that your friends love about you or that your clients say that you're great at? And you don't have to choose everything. You don't have to pick every trip and share it, but those things need to be the highlight. Maybe you run marathons and you love them. Maybe even better, you're into community service. Those are the things that need to be shared. And why that's important, and it's an 80%, is because that human connection at the end is going to be your return on investment when people want to work with you. Nobody, how many times do we tone out pages that say sold under contract, another pending? And you just skip it. People are going to go look at your social media and see if there's a connection with you and they actually want to give you 60 minutes of their time. to, because on the age of the internet and social media, they are already doing their searches. They're already going through Zillow. They don't need us for that. They need to know that they can spend and go through that process with us because they have made a connection. So that's really what we're doing in social media. And that's why 80% needs to be your personal stuff. Now, the 20% business for new realtors can be overwhelming because sometimes we are like, well, what do I post? I've only had one pending in the last month or, So maybe be a little intentional about if you're showing a house and you happen to show three, split those out. Keep maybe like a few videos on your phone that you can use throughout the week that maybe I'm doing this showing today and then I'm doing another showing in 2 days. Nobody needs to know that you showed 3 houses the same day. You're just trying to like here and there show that what you do for a living and that you're an active realtor. I
Absolutely.
guess it's the way to do it, yeah.
On that note with like using a real estate, like showings, for example, and using that for several posts, like same with open houses. For an open house, like I'll do a pre-post letting people know I'm having an open house. And then I'll do a live while I'm at the open house. And then I do a recap video of the open house. So like just that one open house, I have 3 posts. And I actually have a strategy. If you guys want it, let me know at the end of class and I'll send it to you. It is a strategy on how to use one post 7 different ways for 7 different posts. And if that interests you, let me know. But yeah.
There's one more thing is, that there's really no need to reinvent the wheel. If you have no idea, follow the top, and it doesn't even have to be in your market center, but see what other, realtors are doing out there while you develop your style, because you will, right? We're all different people, so you might actually find that, for example, my buyers live on Facebook. That is where I find my leads. That is just, they're still Facebook people, but you might find that your niche is YouTube. But you won't know that until you really, it's like trial and error. But it's better to create that presence because you will never go, you will first create the presence, then you will be the influencer, right? I mean, you really first need to be out there so people recognize you until you find what is gonna work for you, in terms of marketing. Sorry, I'm the
No, you're totally fine. That is all very important stuff. The other thing I wanna include on the 80%, the personal, is I lost it. If it comes back to me, I'll let you guys know. There is an important thing I wanted to include with that 80% personal.
Something I was gonna, and I don't know if you already mentioned this, but, for me, what has worked the best at capturing leads surprisingly have been groups. So I, for example, ran the PTA group of my school. I belong to sometimes those groups, but you have to be very intentional about the comments, and that's where you can use your 10-by-1. Maybe you schedule that time to just go on groups and comment on to people that are advising or asking questions about something. Because then once they see you and you comment, what do you usually do when someone comments on your post? You go to their social media to see who they are. Well, they're gonna see that you're a realtor and that you're actively, in real estate. And the other thing is you cannot ghost people, and I'm sure you're gonna talk about this again. If you do decide to have a presence, you have to be intentional about responding to people that might reach out to you.
Don't post and ghost.
Yeah, but the reason why time blocking this is so important is because you can get overwhelmed pretty easy and burn out because sometimes you are like, what am I gonna post tomorrow? This is getting exhausting. So really the time blocking and being intentional about that is super important. For me, it works that I do it right in the morning. I know they say not to grab your phone in the morning, but that's when I do my birthday messages. And then, it's a graduation season. Make sure that you comment on every single graduation post out there and congratulations and all of that, because people might not remember you, how they know you. somehow you're on their friend list, but if you comment, they're like, oh, that's so nice, let me, who is this person? And that's really the recognition that you're looking for.
Have you guys heard speed to the lead yet?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's similar in the social media instance too. Like if you're the first one to comment, they're gonna pay a lot more attention to your comment than the 8th or the 9th.
Yeah.
The important thing that I remembered about the 80% personal as well is your social media does not have to be perfect at all. In fact, a lot of folks that are looking at the algorithms, myself included, and I've noticed it with my own personal pages, is the more authentic and real you are, and the more people see that you're a human, you mess up sometimes, and the more authentic, the better results. And I've seen it with my personal pages, like just me being real, people like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you guys have any questions on the 80/20? Or,
I have a couple questions I've been writing down here.
yeah,
Okay, so first off, just to be clear, like let's say as we're previewing homes, so I can't post that unless I get the seller permission, correct?
like of other listings of other people's listings, is that what you're asking?
Right, that's what you said earlier, right? You can't do that unless you get permission first, right? Like let's say I'm just wanting to say, oh yeah, here I am, like previewing this house. Well, I can't do that unless I have permission, right?
Yes, that is true. So
Okay.
yes, you would need to, let's say you were doing an open house, you would want permission from the listing agent that you can market that open house or showings or whatever listing it may be that's not your listing. You'll want to get permission to market that before you actually post it on social media.
And we got confirmation from Brian, we touched on this a little bit earlier today. We got confirmation from Brian that you need to be able to reach out to the listing licensee and have that listing licensee get an email, written authorization for you to advertise that listing, and it can be done via email. I saw a form floating around in the Wasilla office that someone had created for written authorization, which I really like, and I'm going to scan and get that sent out to you guys.
Something that I've done with my listings too in the past is with the listing agreement addendum, I will have it in there that they're allowed to market to, or any KW licensee is allowed to market this listing or something like that. But yes, you will want permission for that. What were your other questions?
Okay, and then thank you. And so the next one would be, okay, let's say I'm just driving along in the neighborhood. Am I allowed to like just video like the fronts of the houses as if I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, here I am, just out. I'm going to preview houses today, just talking. But let's say that these houses, just the fronts are in there, but you can't really read the address or whatever.
As long as you're on public roadways, you're allowed to, but once you step foot on their personal property, you're not allowed to.
Oh, that was a great answer. Thank you. I was gonna say, I have done that in the past and, while I don't know the direct answer to that, I've done that in the past.
I actually searched that up like a week or two ago.
I would be interested to run that past Brian, because still, it could be perceived as
What,
Anyone can drive down the
So
street.
my-
There's no rationale,
Yeah,
right?
anybody
my
can see it
comparison was
anyway.
like how Google works, like how is it legal for Google to drive up and down these streets and be able to do that? Well, it's public knowledge for everybody to do it, but once you get up on that property, then that's a separate story in itself. But since like the municipality take cares of the road, like it's allowed.
That makes sense to me. When in doubt, ask your broker. When in doubt, ask your broker. Did you have any other questions?
Yes. Okay. So then I have one more. When I'm doing like just a fun, quick, like let's say like an Instagram or something real quick. And let's say, like when you introduce yourself, what's better to do? Say like your full name with Keller Williams or just your first name? What's better?
I've done a few, and if you feel free to look at our pages, Top Homes Alaska, follow us, pretty please, and thank you. Top Homes Alaska, and you can also look at my pages. I've tried a few different things. I always recommend that you put the brokerage in there right away, and then I also, like with quick things like that, I like to just say who I am and what brokerage I'm with right away. That way there's no confusion, anything like that. And then if you also have the opportunity to write anywhere, whether it be a caption or on your story or whatever it may be, I try and write in there like Zoe Lewis, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty Alaska Group. But typically I start most of my videos with, hi, I'm Zoe Lewis with Top Homes Alaska at Keller Williams Realty Alaska Group, so people know where.
Arian, we have on our notes, what I do is I keep like a signature like you would on your email. Just keep it on your notes on your phone if that's where you're posting from. That has all of your information that you can just quickly add to your post.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do the same with your hashtags that you use. Just keep like all of your hashtags on your notes so you can just copy paste them. But if you are advertising a property, you have to have the logos, the Keller Williams logo, your business logo if you have one, and the equal housing logo for sure. So I always default to just add all the logos if you can on your posts, even on stories, as to not having any. And you don't have to say I'm with Keller Williams if you have the signature there at the bottom of your posts.
The only instance I was thinking where you wouldn't be able to add logos would be like a live.
Like lives.
Yeah.
Then that's where you would say.
Yeah, I'm with Keller Williams Realty Alaska. But yeah, how about, you got any more for me? You got any more questions?
I think that'll do it, but thank you.
For sure. If you have any others, let me know. 20%. And then Karen, do you wanna touch on community service?
Sure. Well, and I was talking about this before on how, your passions, it's really what's gonna connect you to that, database that is out there. Community service is just such a huge thing because it can has two sides, right? We are retaining customers, but also we're doing something that's so fulfilling. I have found that when you're involved in your community and if you choose whatever passion you have and you post that, the return on investment is just times 10,000. And something else that we forget to do and that we all have in our sphere is think about those local businesses that you constantly go to. It can be your local restaurant, it can be, try and do features with those because chances are that they already have a following, what business doesn't like to be featured out there. And if you guys are doing a post about them, it's kind of like you're expanding your views. So that's a really quick micro influencer is, I guess, how I would call it. If you have one of those in your sphere, you can start by doing posts on those and it can just be like a feature on, this is my family restaurant that I've been going to like 6 years and just do a quick post on that and it would, it's exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything community related, and anything that you can collaborate with another person or another business is really good stuff. There's lots of different festivals going on this summer, and those like Blueberry Festival posts always do really good. Yeah, people love seeing people in the community.
They just had the Mermaid Festival in Stewart.
I know, I missed that one. I was so bummed.
Well, Red Day, we just had Red Day.
Red Day.
We posted about that, yeah.
Posted about that, yeah.
And that's a good one, yeah, for your personal and your business.
Oh, something else. Can I ask something else?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So when let's say you're going on and you're trying to join, like Helen was telling us that, join different groups, of course, that are of interest. And I think you guys said that too. you know how a lot of them will say, like, when you have to go through the admin person and they have to approve you, you know how it'll say, like, you're agreeing that you're not going to try to advertise or you're not going to, I guess my question is, like, she was telling us that she just like DMs them, and like
Mhm.
starts talking to them. But how does that work? Is it gonna be looked at like, oh, okay, I see. This is like clearly you agreed to not, but this is what your intention is.
So I know a little bit about what Helen does, but I don't want to speak on her behalf because I don't know exactly what she does. Um, I think the intention there is these people in these groups are specifically looking for stuff like a contractor, or I'm looking for a yummy restaurant to take my family or stuff like that. And she's privately messaging them, or at least my idea of what it would be I would privately message these people and give them that contractor, start building that personal connection with them, and maybe not bring up right away, hey, do you know anyone that's looking to buy or sell real estate? But, oh, I have this really great contractor here with me. He's helped me on a lot of my real estate transactions. Do you want his phone number? That kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yes,
And I,
thank you. Uh-huh. She did say that. That's kind of her vibe of what she does. She'll go in there like that, or she used recipe as an example, like, oh yeah, I made this for my open house. And then of course they're gonna say, oh, you're whatever, realtor.
Yeah, totally. And then you're building that personal connection with whoever online. Sharon, did you have anything you want to say on
yeah,
that?
so when Helen taught yesterday, and to put it in context, basically what she was stating was, yes, she just comments on their post, but she never, or she'll privately DM them, but she never actually brings up real estate at all. She's like, hey, welcome to the community, or if they're new, or like, hey, here's this resource, let me know if I can help you in any way, as far as like offering any more resources, but she never mentions real estate ever. Until they look at her posts
Right.
and become friends with her, then at that point, they are the ones reaching out to her. So she's never bringing real estate up because she has such a mix in her feed that eventually they see that she's in real estate.
And on the topic of Facebook groups, I know we're about to cover social media strategies, so I want to lay this strategy out. Crystal LeBron, our regional tech trainer, she does a whole class on this. So please forgive me, she does do a whole class, and there's kind of a lot to it, but this strategy is awesome, especially if you have Alaska-like hobbies. But she had suggested, if you have a hobby like that list of 20 things you just made, let's say it's hiking. You could, as a social media strategy, create a hiking Facebook group for people in Alaska where, and this is an important detail, she said, make yourself the only realtor in that Facebook group, and then have people in the community join your Facebook group. And then, since you're the owner of that Facebook group, you're controlling the whole thing, you can set up a hiking meetup. And then you're having a hiking meetup with all these new strangers and you're connecting with them, and that's more people to add to your sphere. Something to think about as far as Facebook groups. But yeah, this is kind of Karen's section. I don't wanna.
Well, are we doing this before the Legion?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's after.
Well, I think we can just touch back on social media strategies. I would say, once you have your 10-5-1 and your 80-20, start a plan on what at least the next month, start a month ahead of what your plan is going to be, because that will put you ahead on, on posting every week, because it can get very exhausting and, you don't wanna get the burnout. So on our team, we do it a year ahead, so we already know what for July, August, September, what we're gonna be posting, at least the three major things. Because our business fluctuates, we don't know how many pendings, or, we would like to only have pendings and sold, but so those really core things. So for example, July is gonna be Father's Day, it's gonna be camping, it's gonna be middle school camps, people looking for camp spots. Fill in those, kind of things on your calendar. And then the rest will be your real estate part, then it will get so much easier from there and you won't get the burnout. But I love checklists. So, we use Asana in our team. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but you can start a calendar really on paper. It doesn't matter, just start a year ahead. And then right now, we're already planning for July and August and what we're gonna be doing. It's also connected to our emails and our newsletter that we send out, so, that, it kind of all becomes one, so that, or so people that follow us on social media see our posts, but they're also getting that newsletter that touches on that and what new listing is coming through. And so it makes it more cohesive than just randomly posting things out there.
Yeah,
And, what else? People
just,
sorry, on that connect with people and I know you guys already know this, but, probably, but my kids went to the same school for I already had one in college and everything, and I can tell you how many times, and this happens to you guys, so I just don't want you to repeat the bad behavior that make sure people know what you do, not in an aggressive way and passing out the card, but get involved in those groups, if it's school or if it's the gym, so that people know that you are that point of contact when it comes to real estate, because how many times does it happen that people buy a house and then they're like, well, I had no idea that you were a realtor, I would have loved to work with you. But it is our job to put that out there for them to know. So, yeah. And I don't know if you talked about video, but if you wanna talk about video.
yeah, I wanted to tack on to with the time blocking, checklists, time blocking on Google Calendar. You can also add, if you use Command, you can also add yourself scheduled tasks in Command that will, keep you on track for your social media. Just throw that out there. With the videos, other than, videos are really big right now, especially short form. Try and get them in the first 5 seconds of your video, because in today's day and age, people have very, very short attention spans. And so the first 5 seconds of your video are the most important to get them hooked in. Ask ChatGPT or Google, what are the best real estate hooks for short form videos in 2025? And there will be either ChatGPT or Google will provide you a long list of really good hooks that you can use in your video that will catch people's attention.
And get comfortable with video, because it is, sometimes if they don't see your face, it's just not gonna show out there. So, again, I'm an introvert, it's not my favorite thing to do, but the more you do it, the more you get comfortable with it, and it doesn't have to be perfect, because surprisingly, that's what the algorithm likes. They doesn't like you to be scripted and perfect. Make sure that you just get, all the stuff that you wanna say. The other thing with the real estate part is you don't have to share everything about a listing. Because when you put everything out there, then you don't leave kind of like that room for them to reach back out. So, for example, we don't always post price on our properties. We get those comments, and then that's when you engage with those buyers.
Crystal LePron actually has another class about ads, and yes, on that social media posting and leaving some info out. She had taught in her class with ads specifically, and with, if your goal is to get people to reach out to you, the less info, the better. That way, let's say you posted a graphic with a kitchen and the bathroom and the front and the living room, and they didn't like the kitchen, they won't reach out to you because they already ruled out the kitchen was not their thing. And part of her class too was posting, when it comes to an ad specifically, this is not a post, but an ad specifically, she recommends that you only post the front of the house and exterior, and that is it. Because like I said, if they see kitchen and bathroom tend to be the two top things that people rule out first. So she recommended that you leave out the kitchen or the bathroom or things like that.
When you say at the same time that you're qualifying more people who do like that, in the same breath, like it's a take and give thing, like, yeah, you're knocking out somebody who obviously doesn't want it, but somebody who does see it, they're like, it's like, you're more just like breaking it down into somebody who actually would be more interested in buying.
100%. So the
Take and
people,
give.
yeah, the people coming through, if you have more info and more pictures on there,
Mhm.
they are they're likely to be more interested in the listing than someone who just saw the front.
But yeah, I guess in the sense of like lead generation and like trying to then being able to find something else for them, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if the
That
goal would be to get more leads instead of like the perfect buyer for that listing, if you're looking for the perfect buyer for that listing, then you'll want to put more info out there because you want to rule out all the people that don't
Mhm.
want that house. However, if your goal is to get buyers and more leads and more people to work with, leave the info out so that if it's not that house, it might be a different one, you know? But yeah.
Okay, so what questions do you guys have that maybe we haven't touched on, because this is such an expansive subject, and I
Yeah.
know that you guys have been taking classes, everybody has their own snippets of things, but what are some things that you guys are challenging with your social media at the moment?
Definitely me would be just like always worrying about what other people would think about me and what I'm posting and like getting people to unfriend me, but like realizing now that like the more I post stuff that I like is more people who that I end up connecting with on a deeper level.
Right.
Yep, you'll attract the people that are like you.
So I would say something that you need to remember is that, yes, we are there to market a specific listing, but ultimately you're there to market yourself.
Mhm.
You are the brand, so you need to make yourself the brand before you market just a house,
Mhm.
right? Because and what Zoe was just saying is, yes, you're looking for the buyer for that specific house, but ultimately your goal with social media is to expand your following
Mhm.
so that more buyers will work with you. And, and we're all different, but the buyers are out there for you or for, everybody is looking for that chemistry, right? To
Yeah.
connect with. So the buyers that will follow you might not necessarily be the ones that follow Zoe,
Mhm.
So authenticity, I think, will always win
Oh,
at
yeah.
the end.
On that note too, I do a lot of silly stuff on social media. And from personal experience, people don't think about your posts that much.
Exactly. In the same breath.
People don't think about them too much.
They'll think about it for 15 seconds and then
Yeah.
on the next.
Yep, people have very short attention.
Cause that's what I wanna do, but then like getting into that, like, all getting in my head about it,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and likely too, the more bold and
I
kind
think
of
people
out
like
there.
your silly posts a lot.
Oh,
Mhm.
totally,
Yeah,
totally.
like people didn't judge. I think people really enjoyed them.
Yeah, and I would say the more daring and the more bold you are on social media, the more memorable you're gonna be.
Mhm.
So,
I think that's how you
Yeah.
stood out for a long time.
thank you.
Yeah. Just cute and different and like younger,
Need to get back into it.
you know. One like hold up I've had is I had this whole idea that I need to do a business account, and that's what I wanted to do to protect my children. But I'm learning that that's probably not the way to go, and so I'm having to kind of shift my mindset of how I could be comfortable bringing people into my personal page versus just a business page. Because nobody really cares about the business page.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. We have a business page now, just because the amount of volume of business that we do.
Right.
And I had the same questions that you had, because I am not an oversharer and I'm very private and, but same thing, the buyers that I really wanted to work with wanted to identify with me
Mhm.
and see what things we had in common, and that was my family aspect. So what we do now is everything that we put on our business page, I share from our business page as my 20% on my personal account.
I think that's what I need to do. We have a business page as well. It does not get utilized very much.
something, and I don't know this for sure, But something you might consider too is, I believe Facebook specifically, you can share posts that only go to certain
True, to your
group
friend.
of
Mhm.
people,
Or to the
yeah.
public.
Um,
True.
And I think they just added a special feature where like you can create a group of people to where they are the only ones that see that post.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Oh, the close friends group, you got
Yeah.
like your regular friend group, then you got just close friends.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah.
I've seen that and I started to play with it, but it's like committing to it. And so then now I find myself just being more like mindful of what I post, I guess. Not that I am also very private, like and even how many people I'll allow, like, cool friend, I'm like, I don't know them, so I'm not gonna friend them. So how do you guys handle that?
That is.
I feel the same
I
way.
mean, the prince from Dubai.
Yeah, the prince from the Dubai, yeah, the
So
Nigerian prince.
I'll share my experience, and I also wanna say I don't have kids, so I don't know what, I think I would have a different, if I'm being completely honest, I think I would have a different method if I had children. But right now, my method is, I send about 5 friend requests to mutuals that I know about a week, but I probably get about 10 or 15 requests a week myself from other people. And I accept them until they prove themselves to be blocked.
Yeah.
Then I block them.
Yeah.
So they can be on my friends list if they're normal and nice and
Right.
cool, but as soon as they start getting weird and creepy,
Yeah.
I vet them out and I block them and they're gone. So that's my method.
Which brings up a point about posting is that I don't post any politics on
Oh,
my feed
yes.
or any religion. I know a lot of realtors that do and they do amazing business, but I just feel like it's just alienating so, a huge group of people that, I might have great working environment with that I'll never get to know because they don't like something that I post and it's just not necessary. I don't do it. And I don't recommend it, especially if you're starting your business, you need to be
Switzerland, yes. I agree. I don't think posting anything about don't post anything about politics. And if you do, be okay with knocking out 50% of the people that might buy houses with you. Something else to consider too is with our NAR code of ethics, be very careful about what you post as far as anything politics especially.
Discriminating or anything.
Yes, you will put a target on your back, just don't. But yeah, I'm gonna go to highlight your business. Utilize, there's so much tech out there, guys, to make social media really easy. I highly recommend ChatGPT. And if you're wanting to get into videos, CapCut is a great resource. If you are looking to film kind of longer videos, you can get this program. It's called Opus. And let's say you want to just film a 5-minute video, but you want to break it up into short form videos. You can film a 5-minute video, put it into Opus, and AI will edit your videos for you, add captions to them, and cater them specifically to where I don't know exactly what AI does, but they make your video in a way to where it will do well on social media.
Have you used it?
I have, it's very handy. For me, being a content creator and social media manager, I can find an Opus video like a sore thumb, just cause I see them so often. But they're very easy if you just wanna make quick videos on the go.
I'll say CapCut's the most friendly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But there are so many things out there. We don't want you to now make this your full day because,
good point,
we're
yes.
showing houses, we have families, we're cooking, that this should not take over to the point where you're just like overwhelmed. Facebook and Instagram have come such a long way with video and tools that they have. Start with those and get really good at them. before you start adding something else, unless you are, your business is just blowing up and you need to, get to know those things. But when you get to that point, that's when you need to start thinking about outsourcing some of that stuff to to someone like Zoe.
Yeah. And on Karen's note too, I don't say this to be negative, I just say look out for it with yourself. Something that I've done in the past too is like, I've let this social media and like the idea of like, I need to be so present on social media that everyone knows. Don't forget about the basics. We're here to be realtors, not social media influencers. I mean, it is very important, and don't forget about lead generation and the important things for your business. This is also important, but the foundation is important too.
Hey Zoe, this is Holland out in Homer. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, my feed is like 99.9% just garbage, like advertising. So it's hard for me to like scroll through it. It takes me forever to even find like a friend's post and then, one that I want to comment on.
Right.
How do I kind of like clean that up?
So how I've kind of gone about it, cause same thing, I will go through their stories at the top in like stories, and I'll also go to like who I'm following, and I'll go down my following list every day and pick like 5 people and go intentionally kind of like their stuff. That comes off as a little stalkery sometimes, cause sometimes a person won't post for a long time and I'm liking one of their posts from like 6 months ago, but it keeps me top of mind for that person because they're like, oh, weird, Zoe just liked my post from 6 months ago. I wonder why. Like, so I don't mind being a little bit of a creeper on social media, so people know I'm there. Hey.
It's
Does
actually
that
like
help?
really brilliant. Yeah,
Oh,
that helps
yeah.
a lot. I just like go right to it and rather than like scroll.
Right.
Thank you.
Client testimonials are awesome. Client testimonials, posting at the closing table, stuff, if you can get content with your clients, I think that's really, really valuable. Like people love seeing you do open houses and stuff, but if you can show them like, proof is in the pudding, I'm with someone, like that's really cool. Engagement creates engagement, don't post and ghost. I actually saw this recommendation on my feed yesterday. And it was talking about when you make a post, and you can try this, or you don't have to, it's whatever you want to do. But when you make a post, especially if you have a business page, let's say you make a post on your business page, it recommended you go comment as your business page on your own post so that it boosts in the algorithm. Like you already have one comment. And then if you have your separate personal page, also go comment on there. Don't feel afraid to like your own post and boost your own engagement, because that stuff still counts and it still matters. We definitely talked about groups a whole bunch. Do you guys have any questions? Any more questions on Facebook groups?
I just have another question about, okay, so if I want to do a lot of my business social media, because I'm on all the time, and it would just make sense. I guess at this point, how would I go about it? Like making an appointment with you guys, or like to literally plan out, like, I don't want to call it like a campaign, but sort of, I guess, like a promotional, some kind of plan.
Like a strategy?
Right.
And forgive me, will you ask the question one more time?
You can reach out to us anytime, Ariane, and we will set up some time to go over whatever.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, because one of my major concerns, well, I mean, the obvious, just knowing how to go about it the smart way, which you're already talking about. But the one thing that holds me back in the past too is the legalities. I don't want to do something. And usually what will happen, like before social media, it was always print. It was print ad. And sometimes the biggest critics are other realtors because they don't, they don't, you know what I'm saying without saying it. It's like they'll be the first to report you. So,
Yep.
I just want to make sure I'm doing things legally and not wasting time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to, I'll text you, or how about, knowing myself, why don't you text me after the class? And we'll set up a time to strategize and get you a strategy and make sure you're compliant. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. I'm sorry, did you already give your number out?
Oh, no, I did not. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
And on that note, just so we can like touch on some compliance things, definitely having and I think we touched on a lot of it, just having your Keller Williams logo or like the information in the captions. What else do you guys like, just touch on quick points for compliance that you have a checklist of like, okay, this is what we do to make sure we're compliant.
Equal housing.
Checklist would be, I put the Keller Williams logo on everything. Some would argue that you just need to have it in the writing, but I like to cover all bases and make sure I'm completely covered. So I put the Keller Williams logo on my actual graphic, if I'm doing like an open house graphic or a listing graphic or whatever it may be. And then in the caption, like Karen said, we just have a copy and paste from our notes. My name, my phone number, my email, my brokerage name, or my name, my phone number, my email, my team name, my brokerage name. And then at the very bottom of my caption, I'll do hashtags next. And then at the very bottom, I put each office is independently owned and operated. And then equal housing logo, of course.
We use builder logos as well, but that's,
Something else I want
your
to.
realtor logo, you don't have to put it on all your advertising, but if you are going to say that you're a realtor, in your signature, then it will be good to have it out there. And I know this sounds like a little redundant, but really, once you create that signature saved on your, whatever you save it, it'll be super easy to just paste it into whatever you do.
Yeah. So my exact lineup on all my posts is name, phone number, name, realtor, phone number, email, team name, Keller Williams, hashtags. Very bottom, each office is independently owned and operated, and that's just in the caption. I highly recommend, if you're making a business page, and if you're on a team, it's a little different, but if you're making a business page, it could be something like the page name could be Zoe Lewis, Keller Williams Realty Alaska Group, just so that you're covered. Gosh,
And we use Canva for a lot of our graphic design. If you guys aren't familiar with that, once you create your brand space there with your logos, they're super easy to just plug in there.
yeah,
But again, it's better to just have more the better when it comes to that stuff.
yeah, cover your bases.
And like we covered in open houses, just make sure that you also, if you're advertising somebody else's listing, you can put listing courtesy of Zoe Lewis, Keller Williams Realty Alaska Group.
Yes, that's
Give credit to the listing licensee. And that's important.
yes, yes.
Don't
that's
pass
the
it
other
off as
detail.
your listing, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, if it's someone else's listing, make sure you give them recognition. Like you don't need to put their phone number or anything in there, but at least like listing provided by or listing courtesy of is important. Yeah, I think that's everything as far as compliance. And on my videos, I try and cover all bases as well. I try and say in the video my name, I'm a realtor, Keller Williams Realty Alaska Group, all of those things. And then if it's also listed by someone else, I also try and say in my video, this is listed by, and put their logo, or try and give them as much recognition as I can without like giving them my leads or whatever, you know?
When is that ads class that Crystal is doing?
I don't think she's doing ads when
Oh.
she comes out here.
If you guys ever have a chance to take that class, she goes in depth on that, especially if you have business pages, social media. Because there are certain things that you have to disclose when it comes to housing and stuff on social media so that your ads don't get blocked. So once you get to that kind of level, it's a good class to take.
I'm gonna make a note to talk to her and see if
She is teaching a tech class, so I'll find out what she,
okay, cause
What she's
if we
teaching,
could,
yeah.
if she could do like a mix of the Facebook ads and at least the Facebook, winning Facebook or something. She did it last time she was up
Yeah.
here.
yeah, and let me know, cause I'm on the education committee and I know she's coming down for 6 personal perspectives on the 17th. So you guys we'll make sure that you know that you really should be there.
Also, definitely go to 411 and 6 Personal Perspectives. They're both
Mhm.
very good classes.
17 of June,
Yes.
that class, you guys, if you take one class this summer, that's the
Which
one.
one?
Well, there are so many good
Six
ones.
personal
Personal
perspectives.
is that one?
But yeah, she's coming down, she's gonna be teaching us, I think 2 or 3 classes,
Yeah.
actually, while she's here. She's here,
She's a fun teacher.
yeah, she's fantastic, so.
And she is the regional tech trainer, and all of her classes that involve tech are usually not about tech. Like, they're about tech, but in a way to where she's coaching you on how to make your real estate business better. It's not click here and do this thing. Like, it's not like that.
You said June 17th, is that what date you said?
Yes.
Uh,
And it'll probably be in Wasilla, and it'll be offered via Zoom.
Perfect.
Be authentic, don't be a jack of all trades, embrace, oh, on that note for don't be a jack of all trades. The more niched down you can get about your business and your page and all of that, the better. For us, it's new construction with Top Homes Alaska. A really good example, or 2 examples I like to use, and I highly recommend you go look at their pages, are Kelsey Dukakis and Matthew St. John. They're both military-centric realtors, and they have their niche dialed down to a T. So if you have a specific kind of client base you wanna work with, cater your social media to be towards that client base. For Matt and Kelsey, it's military, so all of their content is about military and PCSing and stuff like that. For me, my demographic is first-time home buyers, so a lot of content I do is first-time buyer-based content. So yeah. Embrace video. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, if it's messier, it typically does better. Use analytics to optimize your posts. There's a lot of different little helpful tools in each platform. Facebook analytics. If you have a business page, it's really easy to look at your analytics. If you have a personal page and it's not a professional personal page, it's really hard to look at those analytics. You pretty much have to just look at your posts. And all the fancy analytics are important. Ultimately, look at what posts on your page are doing the best and keep making posts like that. See which ones are not doing good, stop making posts like that. Ask for help. You guys can talk to me anytime. Anytime you need, if you have any questions whatsoever, or you want me to just get eyes on a post and like give you guys some feedback, like, let me know. I am happy to help. I put my phone number in the chat, but if you end up not having it from the chat, just look on MLS and my phone number and my email's right there. Don't post and ghost. We went over all of this. All right, guys, are there any, I think we're nearing the end here. Are there any ahas, any questions, anything like that you want to share before we finish up?
Could you go over the 7 different ways to use the same post?
Yeah, let me pull out my phone here. It was a strategy for 7 different ways to use one post. I have it saved here. I have Holland, can I get back to you on that? I have the exact layout and I can send you the graphic, but
Yeah, that'd be
essentially.
great.
Sweet, okay. It goes over like one business kind of event. Let's use an open house, for example. And it shows like 7 different ways you can use that open house. Like one being a mini email to your client base, another being a post this way, a post that way. So, do you guys want that as well? The 7 ways? Cool. We'll make a list of everyone that's here and just send it all to you guys so that you have it. It's really cool. I just saw it like a couple days ago, so.
The one question that I would really have to say is like, I find enjoyments in so many different things and I don't wanna make it just one niche. Like I do wanna post just whatever the heck that I want, and if you like me, you like me, but you know, in the business aspect of that, that's not the reality. I feel like, I mean, it can work for some people, but you know, I feel like that's just a very special person who can like hit all those qualities.
I will say that's something I struggle with as well too.
Mhm.
There's so many different things I wanna talk about and do on social media. And I don't necessarily have an answer for you, other than I think for me, what has naturally become my niche is just real estate and digital marketing,
Mhm.
and that's like my thing on social
Yeah.
media, with other things included in that. I think it's something that will come with time.
Mhm.
I would say definitely presence is better than no presence.
Mhm.
Yes, action is better than no action.
Because you're right, you can post everything out there and there will be, and then you'll start finding out with time in your career, which buyers actually identify
Draw
with
in
them
more,
most,
yeah.
yeah. But
Okay.
but you won't know that until you start posting,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And, I know we touched on 80-20 a lot, but real estate does not have to be everything that you are. I think a lot of times with myself, with social media, I find like, oh, I don't wanna just like post about real estate all the time and just like, there's, people wanna see that you're a human and that you're out
Living life.
playing badminton, I don't know, doing
Something
something.
I was telling Zoe, because I struggle with the sharing part, and I follow another Keller Williams Realtor. She has a group for real estate introverts, which sounds kind of, but something she does is actually on Fridays, she does a recap of her week. So that you don't feel like you have to be doing and sharing everything, but on Fridays, you can just do one picture with a recap, and I showed buyers or homes to new excited home buyers. I went hiking, blah, 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 just one week, one post, maybe start there. Because you can show different types of, or aspects of your life, and then include that real estate part,
Mhm.
without having to do 17 posts, all random.
Mhm. Yeah, like one thing that I always plan to do, because we're going camping this weekend, and I was like, okay, how can I incorporate that? And like while I'm fishing, I'm kind of doing real estate work, like kind of make it nonchalant at the same time. Then going back to me catching something, and then me cooking.
On
Yeah.
that note, for some reason, I can post pictures of babies my kids, everything, for some reason, pictures of landscapes,
Mhm.
everybody, I mean, they just get the most out of right whenever we do
Mhm.
landscape, and, I mean, we're live in Alaska, so take full advantage.
Yeah,
Puppies, babies,
Puppies.
Alaska posts,
Mhm.
scenic posts
Mhm.
do really well. On your comment slash question as well, Matthew St. John comes to mind for me. He is military niched.
Mhm.
However, he also posts about what he does all the time. Like I would say my experience of his social media page is it's military niched with he's also outdoorsy and a camping guy. And it's
Mhm.
almost like a second niche,
yeah.
you might add. Like he's a Alaska dude.
That's more of his personal, and then his business is his niche of military.
Yes, yeah. And his bear bait posts, which he's actually doing it again this year, but last year, his bear baiting posts were doing insane, like 90, hundreds of likes, just
Oh, wow.
of his bear bait station
Mhm.
that he was screenshotting because he had a camera of it like somewhere else from his
Yeah.
office. But anyways, so yeah, I would say almost like his personal page is all about like Alaska and camping and some military
Mhm.
stuff, but then his business page is all military niche. So it can be a yes and I feel like.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm so glad you explained it to me like that.
Yeah. Will you guys, I'm gonna look up the people on Zoom, but to save me some time, would you guys mind throwing your phone numbers on the sheet for me?
I'll send it to you.
Oh,
I've got it all right here.
Oh.
or take a photo. Thank you, you're the bomb.
Save a piece of paper.
And I think that's all she wrote, guys.
All right. Thank you so much
yeah,
for
thank you.
taking your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
Zoe.
me. Thank you, guys, and thank you, Karen, for helping me.
And you guys on Zoom, just hold on, we're gonna go over our success system here. Thank you guys very much.
And if you guys have any questions at any time, feel free to reach out.
Don't offer that, cause I'm abusing now.
That's okay. I can't tell you, I have quite a few folks that send me like just their short form videos to get like feedback on it. They're always all so great.
Mhm.
But yeah, don't hesitate to, if you want some feedback or you have a question, like, takes me
Sometimes you
5
just need
seconds.
another set of eyes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anyways.
Bye, lady.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
You guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, Karen, would you?
And we're gonna hang out here, Cody, for a minute, 'cause we're gonna talk about our success system.
Ahead of myself.
Yeah, you're like, I'm ready.
Ready.
And, okay, so I wanna check in with everyone. I'm gonna stand back here because we've got you guys on Zoom. And I just wanna know from you all, tell me, I wanna start first of all with your wins. Tell me how you have won this week. It could be anything.
I made connections with a ton of people. And at first, like we talked about in the beginning of the week, like being afraid to reach out, somebody you haven't talked to in a long time.
Yeah.
And I did that anyway. I can't tell you how many people were like, oh, you made my day, or I'm so glad to hear from you. And that really like put me in a better state of mind to continue to do that. Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. Did you guys hear that on Zoom? Connection.
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. I'm gonna take you, Holland, since you're unmuted. Tell me a win.
Since Helen's chat the other day, I started hitting my social media harder with the 10-5-1. And instantly in these last few days, I've noticed so much more people interacting. And then this morning I got a listing and I'm
Yay.
just guessing it's, because I've been more active because that's somebody that follows me.
Bravo. Excellent. Good. I want to celebrate these wins. Do you guys feel the energy, the momentum? Number one, we touched the heart. Number two, like, look what's happening. This is fantastic. Okay, someone else in this room. Tell me a win.
To me, it's shifted my mindset again, where sometimes we need some recalibrating on just focusing on lead gen a little bit better, so.
Yeah, different perspective,
Yeah.
like totally, like we
Reignite
sometimes.
that passion to do it.
Exactly, yes. And I will tell you, I'm gonna be completely vulnerable and honest here. So as someone who's been in the business for 11 years, coming on now on this other side, you know, I've taught some Ignite classes here or there, but to be able to sit here and watch you guys and the confidence build. But here's the vulnerable part. You all have inspired me to up my game. Cause it's easy to get complacent and like sit back and like, this, and it get in your head to be like, this is tough, or like, I need a refresher. For those of you who are new, it can feel that way, and we're removing those limiting beliefs, but for those of us who are, and once you get into the work and you're making those calls or you're doing the work, just changing that mindset. You get to do this. You get to make calls, you get to make connections. So I love it. Yay, yay, yay. All right, tell me.
I've got a showing in an hour, that's a win for the week, and I'm gonna say Ignite and Excel is a win. I
Oh,
love
wonderful.
everything. Mhm.
Yay, wonderful. Yay, I'm glad that you're enjoying the class. Wonderful. Well, tell me one thing one like aha moment from the week that really helped you.
Actually, what you told me yesterday, about going over the disc, like, I feel like I have a hard time, like, reading people and, like, knowing how to tend to them in the best way. And like, so last night it was like 11 o'clock midnight and I was just going over this and like playing it out, like in my head, like, okay. And then I used that ChatGPT and I listened to a Tony Robbins talk, on doing that.
Yes, yes. And so I took my disc from the Tony Robbins website. So if you're curious about it, look up DISC, personality test, DISC, and take your personality test.
And our team does them, so.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know why you have it, but
Mhm.
go ask Star for her link to it.
Yeah, yeah. And you can even like, so mine was through Tony Robbins.
Mhm.
And it's interesting, each one will show you kind of like, where are you most dominant? And you usually have one or two. We all have different levels of it, but it's being able to connect. And we're gonna touch more on the disc, in this class. Okay, so who else do we have on Zoom? Tell me a win.
I'll go.
Yay.
I have a friend of mine that's looking for like an air park sort of thing or enough land to do his own airstrip. And he was talking about like a year and a half out is when he wants to buy. And I had him sign like a buyer agreement and everything. And I was sending him some properties that were a lot cheaper than he was thinking it would cost. And next week we have a whole day. We're driving up through with Willow and then up to Talkeetna to check out properties.
Yay.
I
You're
think
not,
I think I
are you
got
gonna check out Skyview Air Park in Houston?
I didn't see that one, but there's like two in Willow.
Yep.
And then he really wants to be up in Talkeetna,
Oh,
but
sweet.
he wants to like do a business out of it. So I'm like, if you go to Willow, it's a little better priced. There's already infrastructure there, like a paved runway and everything.
Nice.
And it's a lot shorter drive than Talkeetna for, clients and stuff.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Great, great, great. Yep. The one in, there's one in Willow by Caswell Lakes, or right on Caswell Lake. And it's really great. Okay, super. Well, congratulations. I'm gonna like applaud you on that. Good job. Okay. Well, so we have Brian and we have, Arian.
Yeah, Brian here. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm driving in my truck, but I was doing my call outs yesterday and ended up linking up with a buddy of mine that was actually looking for contacts with Lockheed Martin. So I had a contact at Lockheed Martin, called him, and then come to find out he's looking for a house. So the spider web kind of caught my fly, so to say,
Wow, look at that. Just making connections. That's awesome. Well, congratulations. I think look, the momentum's growing and we're putting in the effort. I loved something someone told me once is like, I like to think of it as the energy that you're putting out into the universe. The universe is like, oh, you're trying. Okay, give you a lead. So it's like, we're putting in the effort, we're doing the work, we have this intention, we're like, come on, universe, get me somebody. And so you're putting in that effort. So yay. Good job, Brian. All right, Erin, how about you?
Okay, I made a huge list, but I won't read it all. But and I just want to say thank you to you, Sharon, and even like Brian, and just even the room, of all the new people that I've got to meet. But I feel excited again. Like when I first got my license, I feel like I can do this time, because now I have a support network where I didn't feel I had that before. And I just feel excited that I now am over like some of those weird mindsets I had, like being afraid to tell people I do real estate, or I don't know, just some of those weird mindsets I had at the beginning of the week. And anyway, that's just for me, it's more of just an internal complete shift of mind and my heart, just knowing, okay, I'm going to do this time and I'm going to do well at it.
Yes, you are. Excellent. Good. Yay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, everybody. Did I get everyone? Yes, I think so. Okay, so next I want to find out about how have your calls been going? And let's get like down and dirty, real vulnerable with like, did you make your calls? Yes or no? What was your challenge with it? I think this is important. Like, this is accountability. You have some items in your success system, and I know it can feel overwhelming because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just leaving here now. I have to have 20 conversations. I have to do 20, put 20 contacts in my in command, and then the 20 handwritten notes. I'm gonna say maybe on that, if you can, fine. But I want to give you leeway there. But definitely with social media, I'm gonna say, and I'll tell you this. I really like what was shared today as far as end of the week recap. I think, don't tell Brian, shh, even though this is being recorded. Save that for the end of the week. If you're like, man, I need a post or whatever and everything else, like at least if you're not posting once a day, save it for one big recap. Do a couple little videos, say, oh, I should take a video of this, a video of that. And put together a reel of how was your week? Or oh my gosh, it's a little bit of personal, a little bit of work. Now you've mushed it all into one. Or whatever, however you choose to do your flavor. But ultimately what I would like to know is like, we're gonna go one by one, we're gonna go be very focused, dialed in. I wanna know, did you do your homework and complete it? And if not, what was your challenge? And how can we best support you moving forward into next week? Because today is a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. And I'm here to help support you until this habit becomes, sorry, it was just, my husband just walked by. So I'm like, oh, it's my baby. So it's just being laser focused. It's like, how can we best support you so you can try again tomorrow and try again tomorrow. So I don't want you to do this. I used to be the person that would beat myself up like, oh man, I didn't do anything. Nope, stop. We'll take this, throw it behind us, okay? And out the window, it just exploded. So anything like that, that's anything that you're carrying, I want you to walk out of here and log off feeling, man, okay, I'm ready. I'm amped up. You've got the weekend. If you don't have your license, go visit open houses. That's what I want you to do. I want you to get out there and see how other people do it.
Yeah.
And maybe, is that how I want to do it? Or I won't do that. Or, oh, that's a great idea. And just let them know, hey, you're here previewing homes. That's what you're doing. Okay. All right. So we're going to get laser focused and let's go. I'll start online. Brian, since you're driving, How are you doing? If you're able to answer safely. If not, we'll move on.
Oh yeah, you're good. We're doing all right. I think I'm a little low on my calls this week, but like I said, one call led to a guy looking for a job, and then that call led to calling a guy at Lockheed. So it's kind of handling everybody's problems at once. So it kind of slowed me down a little bit, but other than that, seem to be on track.
What's your challenge? With anything? Any challenges this week?
Oh, I got plenty of challenges, but I probably want to say here, adding contacts, I think is one of my toughest, and so I wouldn't say I'm an introvert, but I'm definitely not an extrovert. So even reaching out to people on social media, it just feels totally uncomfortable for me. So overcoming that hurdle is probably the biggest thing I got to work on.
Okay. So now that you've said it out loud, we've put it out there, how can we best support you for this?
Send me friend request.
Sounds great. All right, well, see what you can do to continue making those contacts and just having those conversations everywhere, anywhere you go. And then go from there, okay? Okay, cool. Yes, sir. All right, I wanna just go through Zoom real quick and then we'll go here into the room. Holland, how about you?
I have really struggled to make any phone calls this week. It's not my favorite thing to do. I feel like I get on the phone and then I will just like politely listen for way longer than I want to, and it kind of ends up being a time suck. But I know I need to do that, and so this week, just knowing that about myself, and I'm also a single parent, I'm just really busy. So by the time I'm like done, off class, I'm getting my kid and doing that whole thing, it's too late to put calls in after bedtime.
Yeah.
But I've tried to connect with some of my leads that I've had or people who I've worked with in the past who are kind of snoozing as far as shopping goes. So that's kind of where I'm starting.
And you have a database with past clients, right?
I do, but not
So-
a big one. I've only been at this for just like almost a year.
Okay, so maybe checking in with a few people and, hey, how have you been? You've helped people close homes, check in on them, see how things are going.
Yeah, I feel like that, like checking with people that I know are actively looking or have been looking, that feels a little bit more organic to start the conversation. I think just like cold calling people is where I just get a little bit like nervous about being authentic, and then at the end being like, by the way.
Yeah, well, but also, how about just you're thinking of them? And that's it. And you're just planting that seed.
Yeah.
And saying, asking them what they're doing this summer. And to me, what's really important is that you remain top of mind and at least create that connection the way Holland would make that connection. If you're thinking of someone, can you connect with them and just check in? Hey, I just want to check in, let you know, I was thinking about you. How's everything going? You crossed my mind. I'm getting ready to make plans this summer. How about you? And that's it. Just a genuine connection. Okay?
Yeah.
I think I'd like you to start there and feel into what, as much as we want to stay in our comfort level, I'd love it if you could make the voice to voice connection and just the way you have with your past clients to inform them, you're also following up and checking in with them and staying top of mind.
And I guess if I don't go into it like planning to have some sort of real estate chat, that probably it'll just like authentically come up because people will be like, what have you been up to? And
or how's the market? And
yeah,
so
just take the pressure off.
And you could stay laser focused with them. Say, hey, I've just got a few minutes. You crossed my mind. I wanted to reach out. I've got a few minutes. I just came out of a real estate training and I wanted to, and that's how you plant the seed about real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like you to try that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Luke. How's homework going?
Calls have not really been happening. I'm more of like a texter or in-person conversation, but I'm also in the process of moving into my first house, so I've been pretty busy with that. But I have been sending a lot of texts and a few Facebook messages. Um, Also, I've been getting in touch with people on my Facebook who are realtors in other states to
Nice.
kind of like ask for advice and also like kind of lean into like being like referral team sort of thing.
Yeah,
I'm doing some of that along with like trying to reach out to prospective clients.
excellent. Good. And while you're out and about, can you make conversation with people?
Yeah, talk to the neighbor at the house I got, said do real estate and whatnot. So like just getting to know the neighbors and letting them know that like I do real estate.
Mhm.
Um, I think that could help just because I mean we're neighbors and whatnot. Yeah, anytime I go somewhere, I try to have a conversation with somebody.
Super. Okay. Yeah, keep it up. Again, we're taking opportunities to reach out and put ourselves in front of others. And how can I best support you right now?
Um, I don't know. I think it's a lot of it is coming out of like my own shell with making phone calls. Um, yeah, I just the cold calling thing is like what Brian said. I'm very uncomfortable with it.
Mhm.
Messaging, I'm a little more still uncomfortable, but I don't know. You can kind of not have like that awkward silence on the phone, like when you're just like in somebody's messages, you know.
Sure, absolutely. And Luke, you're licensed, right?
I
Yes.
am. Yep.
Okay, so how about open houses? Now that you've learned about open houses and you can door knock and meet people, and there you've knocked out your 20.
Yeah, I did an open house at the ranch in Wasilla uh
Beautiful,
about a month ago. Me and Brian tag teamed it.
excellent, good, yay, all right. So moving forward, new weekend, we have a long weekend actually, so lots of opportunity. Okay, Ariane, how about you?
Okay, so I have been trying to keep up, and like I told the other day, I had to go. Right now, I'm dealing with an elderly mom in the hospital, so I've got that going and homeschool. But I'm trying not to make excuses, and so last night when I was at the hospital, I took advantage, like Brian said to do, to talk about real estate at the hospital. I got into a 45-minute conversation with my mom's nurse about real
Wow.
estate. So that was really positive. And so, yeah, I felt good about that. And now that I have the command, the only thing I haven't done is I haven't gone in and put it in there. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my next thing that I plan on doing.
Super, yay, and when are you gonna knock that out?
Um, Hopefully I'm going to do it tonight and just make myself do it.
Okay, good. If you have any challenges, reach out to me and let me know how I can support you, okay? Okay,
Okay.
all right. Excellent. Okay, so we'll move in here. How about you?
I think my call's been doing fine, some of them have been working out. I have no issue with like doing any open houses or anything like that at all. It's just, I think my biggest issue is like being comfortable in my own skin, like really being myself and like knowing that like me or not, I'm gonna be me.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah. that's it.
Ultimately, because people can sense that. When you're inauthentic and you're trying to script and like, what am I going to say? They're like, oh, he's thinking. You're in your head, you're not in your heart. So I want you always to you guys to just remember, drop into your heart, because this is where connection happens. I love in person because then it's like you can look at their eyes, you can feel their energy, you can feel like how attentive they are. And yeah, I want you to be authentically you. Okay?
Okay.
So keep it up. Anything else? Any challenges?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, all right.
I was really slow at the beginning of the week with my calls, like, oh, I don't want to bug them, like I talked about before. And then once I got going, I ran out of people who I could like actually, that I actually knew that I could contact. And my husband was like, well, what about X, Y, and Z? Like you knew them from Fort Bragg or Polk or whatever. Why don't you call them? I don't have a number. Okay, Kelly, I'll get it for you because you were in the FRG and so you know them. Just call and see how they're doing if they're moving soon. And so he's been like super supportive in so many ways to get me like out of my comfort zone, So my only challenge is like waiting for my license. I want to do all of these things. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm doing it, but if you have anybody, I can't do anything for them until, I get my license. But,
Yeah. Well, but at least you can continue that conversation or nurture, and if they do need help, well, then you can pull someone in who is licensed, who can potentially help along the way.
Yeah.
So, good.
Coming to this class is like super confidence boosting everything. Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Tell me about you.
I made my calls. I did not write all the letters. I don't.
That's okay.
Challenging this. I do kind of notice that it's harder for me to call everybody in my sphere when I have a lot of people that have text relation, people prefer to text in my sphere. So I feel a little more weird going outside of our text conversation to make the call, but I'm still doing it. And I cannot approach it from a real estate first standpoint. I have to go in not expecting to talk about real estate. It often gets brought up and that's kind of how it goes. Holland also as a single parent, I find a lot of time that I'm making phone calls is when I'm driving, even with my kids in the car, because we're always going somewhere. So, and a lot of people don't pick up, so there's a lot of voicemails being left. But I'm making them, cause it's hard to find time as well, but I'm noticing when I drive, it helps, kind of carve out a little bit of time, but yeah, just continue to plug away. And I got a new buyer's agreement signed the other day, so.
That's awesome.
And I will say, I like protecting my time with my kids. So I will make phone calls in the car. I'll even stay in the car before I go in the house to finish up, because I want to shut it off.
Same, when I pick them up at school,
Yeah.
it goes off. Sometimes if we're going to baseball or something, I'll make a call, but.
And even on that, like I was actually being very mindful to protect pickup time, because I wanted my full attention on my kids when I went to pick them up from school. And if ever you guys have feel any like challenges of like, oh my gosh, the kid mom
All the time.
thing. Because I was homeschooling my 3 kids at the same time as just starting in real estate. And my biggest challenge was trying to balance it all until it got so busy, or I could leverage some of it. At that point, I think eventually we got, to put the kids in school, because the boys were ready. They were entering high school. They wanted the high school experience. So, as they got older, it got a little easier. But yeah, just hang in there. You're going to find what works for you. And ultimately, all of you, I want you to walk away knowing to protect time for you. You don't have to tell anyone that I'm sorry, I can't, it's my daughter's birthday. I'm sorry, I can't because I have to take my kiddo to whatever. I'm sorry, I need quality time with my kid. Nope, I have an appointment. I am not available at this time. and I'm able to meet you here. I fiercely protect time with my kid or my family. I can say kid because the boys are grown up now. But I have my 15-year-old at home. And it's gotten so, it had gotten busy where it was like, mom's too busy, so let me call dad. Ouch.
That's an awful feeling.
It doesn't
Yeah.
feel good. So, these are like little tidbits I wanna give you guys, like when your kid comes to you and you're in the middle of something, sometimes some people have this thought like, the kid can wait until I finish. I want to drop everything and like, what do you need?
Mhm.
If it's an emergency, okay, but otherwise, like, this is mom's time, this is what I have to do right now. But if I'm at home and I'm scrolling through like what's on the MLS, or I'm like scrolling through social media, this is just my mom tip, or my human tip to another human. Either with your spouse or your loved one or your girlfriend, whatever, like, drop the phone, because we are so in front of our computers and in front of our devices that when someone's talking to us, I want to give them eye contact and be fully present with them. So I'm telling you this because I want to set you up for success later on, relationship wise, so you're not so busy that you're burnt out. Because don't be like me and get burnt out, because I was at some point where I'm like, I don't wanna see another computer or phone, I just want to unplug and I don't wanna talk to anyone. You need to feed your soul and bar time from shut it off. If it's after 7 PM, put your phone in your junk drawer, you don't see it anymore. Spend time with your family, with your loved ones. Go spend time in nature. Don't mindlessly scroll and do things, because that's not gonna feed your soul. So take care of you early on. Do something fun this weekend that feeds you. I want to hear about it on Tuesday. What has fed your soul? Okay, this is not Ignite stuff. This is Sharon soul feeding right now. I want to know what you did to feed your soul this weekend, okay? Whatever it is, and we'll find out on Tuesday. So I also want to honor our time. We have 10 more minutes, but I want to discuss, we talked about a couple of things that came up, and I want to honor it. Holland, we talked about, oh my gosh, well, how are we going to put in like smart plans and tasks, and then we talked about feeling overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, I'm just onboarding and I'm drinking from a fire hose. Where do we start? So I'm going to email this to all of you. This is Scott Leroy Marketing New Agent 30-Day Challenge. I looked at this and I'm like, I've been in this for 11 years and I could look at this and refresh. So it gives you a task a day. I've given you homework, and I have it here in printout, but I'll email it to you. But even better, give me some time, because my husband went through this when he onboarded with KW, and he's a nerd. He loves spreadsheets, and he used to work as a workflow manager with the Army. So he went in here and he's like, I can make this better. So he included links. He created a document that included links, because day 3 here says, watch the latest command overview class at, and he's like, well, where's the link? So he created a document to make it easy on you guys. I'm like, great, can I share this with the Ignite students? He's like, absolutely. So he's halfway through getting it done. He'll need another week to finish the document, but I want to make life easy for you guys. This will, and I'm just gonna like demonstrate. So for instance, day 1, download your Command mobile app and sign in. That's it, do that. Because it feels overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, but I haven't like put in my contacts and wait, but I gotta put a smart plan together. Wait, and no, I think the easiest way is, let's go through this. Have you guys go through it. One-on-one, if you have challenges, I will work with you guys one-on-one. If we have extra time at the end of class, I will pull up my computer and we'll knock it out together, maybe together as a group even. So that means bringing your laptops or your phones to get stuff done. So yeah, it'll just walk you through everything. And by the time you get to like, day 29, you know, you're sharing your KW app. Some other ones are like create a campaign in Command or learn to create a Facebook page, for realtors. So there's a whole bunch of things here, but I want to set you guys up for success and not just hand you something and say, do this. I'm here to help you. So if you guys need like one-on-one, like, hey, I'm having a challenge with this, reach out to me. Okay, you all have my number now, right? If you don't, does anybody not have my number? All right, let me state it for you guys. And I'm sending you an email with all the open house extras, like stuff that I had gotten. I just want to tweak it a little bit because it was from 11 years ago, 10 years ago. And, you know, I really like some of the stuff we talked about. Technology has moved ahead quite a bit, but I'm gonna tweak it. So my phone number is 907-371-6521. I will send it in an email to you guys as well. When I send the stuff on, I'm gonna send you multiple emails. So you'll see an email regarding open house extras, another email regarding, hey, here's some good things to remember, not remember, but like, some resources, this 30-day challenge. I'll send it to you, but it won't have the sheet that Nate, my husband's putting together with the links. But then I'll also send you Google Calendar for Keller Williams. So that way you can link it up with your Google Calendar so you know what education and what trainings are coming up. I think that's important because don't feel bad. I just downloaded it, like, the calendar. I'm like, where everything is? And Brian's like, oh, here's the link. I'm like, oh, like, how many years have I been without
Well,
this?
this is one of the best parts of this brokerage is they provide much more training and resources than a lot of other brokerages do.
Yeah, so precisely. So we, and if you guys are like, man, I wish we could have a discussion about whatever, XYZ, let me know. I'll make it happen. We have roundtable tomorrow at noon. You can log in through Zoom. It'll be here in Anchorage and in Wasilla. I'm hosting the one in Wasilla. We'll have Lance Davis, Nani Palmer, and Amanda Charles to be able to talk about canceled and expired listings. Really important, because if you're looking at how are you going to build the legs of your business? One leg of your business can be open houses. The other leg of your business is, I don't know, maybe reaching out to people who have canceled or expired listings. Whatever. So social media is another leg of your business. So how are you creating those legs of the business? Pick 4. Don't go crazy. Focus on one right now. Add another. Once you got that in place, then add another. So baby steps. Okay, so tomorrow, yeah, in person. Brian will be here, set up on Zoom for that roundtable discussion noon. It lasts an hour. You will learn from the best. It's open forum, so you guys ask questions. It's a roundtable discussion. So I highly recommend that you be there. We do not have class on Monday. Okay, it's Memorial Day. We do have class Tuesday, and that will be here in Anchorage. Did I forget anything else? Do you guys have any questions for me or anything that on Zoom or anything I can help answer?
Yeah, Sharon, so will tomorrow, if we cannot get on Zoom, will that be recorded?
Yes, we will be sure to record it.
and then you just find it on command somewhere?
We will, if you want it, I'll make sure that you get it. How's that?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. Any other questions, needs, wants, helps? Holland, I want to connect with you and honor what you requested of me. And make sure that we get you set up for success. And it was smart plans we were discussing, correct? And how, and right?
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Yes, absolutely. I want to make sure that we get that taken care of. Does anyone else have any needs or wants at the moment?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
Well, you
answer.
have my number, so, if you all need anything, just let me know. Please, for those of you that are here in Anchorage, we have a barbecue. Did I say that right? Barbecue? I'm like, barbecue. Yeah, so, please stay. It's just eat something.
good.
It
Yeah,
smells
it's
great.
good.
My husband's cooking. My husband's Nate Shaw. He's the guy with the red baseball cap, and you can just walk up to him and say, "Hi, Nate." And he's gonna be like, "How do you know my name?" Well, I don't know. I'm here for food. So he's a great guy and excellent cook. And so anyway, he volunteered to help cook everything up. And please stay and eat. The purpose of this is to build community. I want you to hear me again. Those of you on Zoom land too, community. When we offer food, we want you there. We want to get to know you. We want to build camaraderie in the office. Our Wasilla office is like family because we create these opportunities. Brian's goal is to create community here in Wasilla, here in Anchorage, sorry. So for those of you here in Anchorage, create community with people in the hallways. You don't know them, they're new. Hey, I don't know you. Hi, I'm so-and-so. You guys are new? Hey, nice to meet you. Maybe you can learn from someone. This is your KW family. We're here for you. We're here to take care of you, to guide you, to help you. We're your big brothers and sisters. We were where you guys were before, okay? So the idea here is, okay, I get all mushy, so like, just bear with me. So anyway, so my point is, stay for food, meet the ALC. They are top producers. They volunteered to help represent you guys, and stay for the ALC meeting to find out what they talk about. And that's a wrap. We're good. See you Tuesday.
Thank you, Sharon. Have
Thank
a good early weekend.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
I need to go potty. I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab Melissa food. She requested one of those